Hey YouTube, it's Jonathan, and today, wow, hello. Hey YouTube, it's Jonathan, and today I'm gonna walk you through my current everyday makeup. There are obviously some variations. I don't do my makeup exactly the same every day, but this is going to be generally how I do my makeup day to day, and it is very simple-ish. It's not the least product-heavy video I've ever done, but this is just kind of what I've been reaching and grabbing for a lot recently. So I've been going for a little bit more of a sun-kissed look, which you all know is my favorite for the summer. So I have been using my Complexion Rescue from Bare Minerals, but I've been using it in the shade Up. So this is Natural 05, and I'm gonna mix it with a tiny touch of the Eclat Miracle from Lancome. These two together just make my skin look dewy and radiant, but realistic and not overly done. I've also been really lazy, so I just mix them like in the palm of my hands and apply it like moisturizer. So when I rub it in with my fingers, my face does get a little bit red, but as the redness goes down, you will see that it just leaves minimal coverage, but just a more even appearance, and then the highlighter that I mixed in with that makes my skin look just nice and radiant. And then also from Bare Minerals, I've really been back into the Bare Skin Concealer, and this is in the shade Light. I'm putting significantly less concealer under my eyes than I normally do because I want this to look very real, almost like I'm not wearing much makeup at all. And I am also going to cover up this little breakout that's healing, and this red part, and this little breakout that's healing. I also like to take a little tiny bit over any excess red areas, except my nose. I'm actually gonna leave my nose pretty red. I feel like that's a weird thing to say, but I think having a little bit of red on the nose just makes my skin look natural and more healthy and more like my skin. I've been noticing a lot recently my makeup has been looking very done, especially on days when I want to look a little bit more casual, and that I think has a lot to do with the amount of concealer that I'm using. I'm trying to use less foundation and more concealer, but then I look like I'm wearing a lot of concealer, so I've been using less foundation and less concealer and just looking more like a human. I'm blending this in, by the way, with my Real Technique setting brush. This is God's gift to concealer users everywhere. It is like the best way to buff in your concealer for a natural effect. It doesn't give quite as much coverage as like the Beauty Blender or anything because it is buffing the product rather than pressing the product in, but I just think the effect is so natural. And then before I use any powder products, I'm going to use a cream blush. This is from Bourjois, and this is their cream blush in the shade 2 Healthy Glow. I'm working that into the bristles of my brush and then taking off the excess on the back of my hand because I want a very small amount of this. I chose a blush that was specifically not very pinky. I wanted something more kind of warm, and I'm taking that right over the center section of my face. And then because I'm going to use a powdered bronzer, I do want to set my face with a tiny touch of powder. This is, of course, Chanel Le Beige in the shade 10, and I'm using that with a big kabuki brush and just lightly tapping a little bit over and then blending it in. I don't want to be powdered, I just want my bronzer to blend on easily. And now on to my favorite part. Today I'm going to be bronzing with the CK1 bronzer from last summer. Unfortunately, CK1 as a makeup brand does not exist anymore, so I'll link a few of my other favorite bronzers in the description for you. So I'm being the most generous with this bronzer, and I'm just kind of sweeping it over everywhere the sun would naturally hit me first. So top of the cheeks, the center of the nose, the forehead, and then I'm going to take it everywhere, including my neck and my chest. I chose a stippling brush to apply my bronzer just because I want a healthy bronze. I want a lot of product on the skin, but I want to be able to build it up slowly. So the stippling style brush helps me to build in thin layers rather than just put a crap ton of bronzer on my face right off the bat. So that is why I chose this stippling brush. Make sure you do your ears, behind your ears, and onto the back of your neck if you are white like me. So bronzer is on. I think that the skin still looks pretty natural. It doesn't look super matte or super done. That's why I chose a really sheer foundation. I used quite a bit less concealer because I wanted to put on a ton of bronzer. So that is the skin done. I am going to put on a little bit of lip balm now while I work on my brows and my lashes, so that way my lips can get a little bit more hydrated before I go in with the lipstick that I'm going to choose. And this is the Elizabeth Arden 8-Hour Cream Lip Balm. To start out on brows, I'm going to be using my NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in the shade Blonde, and I'm going to be brushing my brows up and out with this because I want them to look very fluffy and very natural. I'm kind of brushing my brows against the grain first to get the product in there and really texturize them, and then combing them up. By the way, I am posting this video the day after I film it, so today, if you do math, is the 4th of July. So of course I'm wearing my red, white, and blue. Today I have on a red and white striped shirt from J. Crew and blue J. Crew shorts. I'm sure if you catch this on the day it actually goes up, there will be a picture on Snapchat of my outfit of the day, which I've been using Snapchat a little bit more recently to sort of vlog like outfit of the day and like makeup stuff that I'm trying out. I'm actually going to talk a little bit more about that in a second, because I used a mascara on my Snapchat story the other day, and I'm going to be filming a review on it soon, and I'm actually going to be using that mascara today. So if you aren't already following me on Snapchat, you should go check that out. I'm at JonJonTalks. That's also my Instagram and Twitter. But yeah, I'm trying to be more active about using it because I feel like you get a more real representation of my everyday makeup and my outfits and whatnot from Snapchat. So that is brow gel on. I wish I was cool enough and confident enough in my brow shape to leave them just like this. I am not, however, so I'm going to use a little bit of my Smashbox Brow Tech powder, and this again is taupe and soft brown. This product does not exist anymore. You can still find a few stragglers left on Amazon, but the price is way up on them. So something similar to this would be like Benefit Browsing. So first I dip my brush into the wax, and then before I put it on my brow, I'd like to dip it into the powder. So it's like a wax and powder together on the brush. And then I just like to fill in any areas after the brows have been brushed up that you can still see too much skin. You can, if you prefer, do this first, like fill in your brows first and then use the gel to comb them up, but for some reason I think I get more texture if I gel them up first, and then I can actually see where I really do need the powder instead of just filling in my whole eyebrow and then gelling it up. Sometimes then I feel like I need to go back in with the color anyways. So if I gel first and then powder or pencil or whatever second, I feel like I get a more natural look. And those are my eyebrows done. I have been growing my brows out lately so that I can get this really thick, textural, fluffy brow look, and I think this hard work has totally paid off because I think my brows look so good now. And that's that. Alright, so mascara is on. Today I used the Rimmel Volume Colorist in black. This is supposed to tint the lashes over the course of 2 weeks. So I actually recorded sort of, not a first impression because I did open it on my Snapchat story the other day, but an intro to a video that I will finish in 2 weeks once I've worn this every day, and I will let you know how it works. Then for lips, I'm going to top them off with a little bit of Daringly Nude from Maybelline, which is one of their matte lipsticks, and I'm not going to like swipe this on. I'm actually just going to kind of pat it in, just to take a little bit of the excess pink out of my natural lip color. And since this is matte, that's why I applied that lip balm earlier, because I don't want it to be too dry. To finish the whole look off, I think I'm going to put on a few freckles. This is the Sourcil Taunt from Lancome in the shade Blonde, and I just like to do a few over the center of my nose and then sort of bring them out onto the center of my cheeks. And I know that the current like drawn-on freckle trend is sort of almost larger, almost circular freckles. I don't particularly think that looks very natural, so I like to keep it like just little dots, and sometimes I take them up in towards the hairline, really anywhere that I applied the bronzer initially, just because that's where I would get freckled. And then I always tap over them with my fingertips just to make sure they don't look too strong. And that is the finished look. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you did. I hope you all had a fun and safe 4th of July. Make sure that you check out my description box because I've got a link to every product that I used today down there for you, as well as a few other links and random various things that you might be interested in. If you are not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and click on my face and now to be subscribed, and I will see you all next time. Bye! Not in a, well, I don't think in an old lady kind of way, in like a really warm kind of way. I used this like over the winter when I was super dry.